Hey Pisces star seeds, it's Sweet Spirit Mystic. Happy birthday to whose birthday it is that's watching this today, February 19th. Early Pisces energy, Pisces Aquarius. So, all right, or whenever you happen to see this, Pisces. So, breaking free. All right, let's see. What are the messages for Pisces? All right. You want to come up here? Listen to your guides. Okay, hold on. Okay, donuts behind me. So, listen to your guides. We saw also breaking free and then again forgiveness. So these cards have been coming up consistently. Breaking free, forgiveness. Forgive yourself. It takes time. And even once you have broken free, it takes time for your mind and your heart to settle. So listen to your guides. Your heart is still open. Beautiful. Yeah, a time for healing. So give yourself that time. I know we wish it could be like instant, but it's not. New moon in Libra, a new romantic cycle begins. So something that is very balanced. So if you were in a situation previously where you were the one doing all of the loving and the giving to the way you needed it, because I feel like this other party, whoever they were, they thought they were being loving and giving. It just, no. Okay. So you need something that's balanced for you. Some people are okay with the bare minimum, with breadcrumbs. Some people are okay with just money. But you need it all, Pisces. So we have abundance. We have humor. Buffalo and monkey. We have nurture. So yeah, you need all of it. You need someone that makes you feel good, makes you feel safe. We also have a guide here again. And even if you look at this drawing, this monkey doesn't look very happy. This monkey looks scared. So that's where, you know how you can meet people that are comedic, but underneath that comedy is a lot of insecurity and sadness. That's what you're aware of now. That people can have this like facade or this outward version of themselves, but inside is different. So you're really aware and particular about that now. If anyone comes across as humorous, funny, you're like, what's underneath all that? What are you hiding? What insecurity, depression, mental problem is there? And I'm not saying that everyone has it, but you know what I mean. So with abundance and nurture, you need someone who has abundance, who is steady. You also want someone that is nurturing and loving long term, someone that you can count on. And if you think about coral, they grow so slowly. What is it, like a centimeter a year? And they're getting bleached because the water is warming up too hot. So they're dying, and yet we need them to produce oxygen, to protect ecosystems of other animals. We can think of them as something very small, like lowly, but all of the other animals depend on them for survival. So all of these things that seem like small, oh, that's no big deal. Ooh, that's a big deal, okay? So nurturing is a huge deal. If you want to create a future that's abundant, you need to look after it. You know, like a small little seedling or a small child or something that's fragile. Because if you think about coral, they, release eggs and sperm and it just goes off on the current. But the ones that actually make it to survive, that's very rare. Okay, so there's a similar feeling here, is that you're looking for that rare connection because you are that rare Pisces, rare energy that will be there for eternity. If you think about these giant coral reefs that are still surviving, how long have they been there? If they grow a centimeter a year. Okay, think about the Great Barrier Reef. And they're struggling. Okay, Mawu, Mother Earth. This is, what we're talking about is very much, environmentalism. What do we do to protect what's here? You are called upon to help with environmentalism. And think of that as your environment. How do you keep your environment healthy? You need nurturing. You need humor, but in a real sense, not a mask. You need abundance. You need to be guided in a wise kind of way. So look at all of these different ways for you to heal your heart, to forgive what's happened, so that a new romantic cycle can begin with the new knowledge that you have now. Because every time something ends, we learn from it. What will we take with us into our future? What did you not know before? So we have the Page of Cups and the Queen of Swords. So that's your energy being very precise. You're listening to your guides. That's that Queen of Swords. Very perceptive. And remember, that's also known as vigilance, which you may need a rest from that. Your mind may need a rest. Write things down and then take a mental rest. Okay, what else for Pisces now that we're in the tarot? Ace of Swords. So these are all truths. You know this. I'm just confirming it for you. We have the Six of Wands. So recognition, victory, success. That comes suddenly. You had to go through a lot in order to learn all of this. Four of Cups. This has been coming out a lot. And then the Ace of Swords, truth. Let's get some clarifiers. It's underneath. Know you're protected. Know that it's really important to stand your ground. You might want to revert back and, oh, that's okay. I don't mind if you do that. Actually, you do mind. So don't just allow people back in. That's why it's important to write down things so you don't forget. You don't have amnesia and then go back to a situation that's hurtful. Six of Pentacles, giving, receiving, fairness, sharing wealth, generosity, and clarity. Like, how do you give and also receive? You're not a beggar, Pisces. You give to such a high level, that is what you receive back. It's not, oh, I'll give you everything that I have and I'll accept crumbs from you. No. You've learned that's not how things go. Not in a healthy way, anyway. So we have the Queen of Wands, Justice, and the Eight of Cups. So with this Queen of Wands, hold on, there's the Four of Swords underneath, so needing to like rest, recover. Queen of Wands from this Tower. Oh. There's that Seven of Wands again. You are protected. You are being guided. So things have to happen in a certain way. This is an investment of time. This has been years in the making. Seven of Pentacles. Pentacles can represent years. So if you think about 7-year cycles, look back to 7 years ago. Where were you? What did you learn then? Queen of Coins and the Ten of Coins. So stability. There is envy of family here. Yeah, there's another truth. So your family might have seen you as almost like this black sheep. So you felt on your own. So you had to develop this confidence and resilience because you had to figure out everything on your own. That was something that you signed up for. I know, why would we sign up for things like that? But we do because we want to change. We want to elevate and get to a place of incredible emotional stability. And the only way we can get to that point is by experiencing a lot of intense emotions. So you've answered the call. You've learned, okay, if I am in a family that's like this, I'm going to have to do a lot of things on my own. And you have. And now you're going towards this change, this freedom, this ability to go on your own. And look, if you look at this here, that's a sun and a moon. That's an eclipse right there. Okay, so we just went through a phase. We're going to have another because they come in pairs. So pay attention to these next 6 to 8 months because you're going to be taken to a place with others that are like you. It's like you've put in all of this effort, so now you are going to see what comes of it. And only those that are putting in that equal effort will be able to come with you. Yeah. Four of Wands. And these are those people that you can be connected to, committed to. we have the Nine of Pentacles. So you're creating this on your own. But what it does is it connects you to others that also value what you're creating. And knowing to protect yourself emotionally, because there are energies that want to take from you. Imbalances here. You know, look at your own shadow, your own addictive tendencies. Really decide what's important to you, because that's what leads you to this independent financial security. You know, perhaps you'll have wisdom around getting out of toxic situations, and that's what's going to be your teaching point. And people will come to you to learn how to navigate that in a loving way. Anything else? Again, the Nine of Pentacles. So it's this independence, having everything that you need, that you've created. Pay attention to these moon cycles, these eclipses. The Hanged One wasn't here, so it's not like you're going to have to surrender anything to get to these places. I feel like you've done that already. That's where the forgiveness comes in, because it's hard to let go. You're in between. You're on the bridge in between. So pay attention to what stability and friendship means for you. And if that means that you walk away from unhealthy habits or unhealthy groups in order to get to this next phase in your life, you'll do that. Because you're meant to. It's not going to be easy. This is the fable from the Upanishads with the brothers that had to fight each other. They didn't want to, but they did. Let's read it. If I can see. Maybe I can't. Yeah, I can't see the book. Yeah, the vision thing is so weird. Some things I can see, some things I can't. It's dark, it's gray, but then there's, yeah, I don't know. Ooh, pray for me. Okay. But look up that story. It's, oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank on the name of the family. But they're brothers that had to fight each other. So it was really hard to go into battle because they had loved ones on both sides. Okay, we have retreat. So instead of that fight, perhaps it's like, you know what, I'm going to go my own way. I don't want to fight. Anything that brings that feeling of fighting, chaos, conflict, you're like, I don't want to engage with that. Yeah, there's a codependency here, an addiction. We all have versions of it. We have worth waiting for, divine timing, okay, soulmate. So perhaps it's someone that's getting away from their own addictive tendency before they can come to you. Because if you think about it, an addiction is a form of love. And if that's what's in front of someone, they can't see anyone else because their true love is whatever they're dependent on. So healing family issues and all that comes from our childhood. Why do we numb? Why do we look towards these substances in order to feel or not feel what happened when we were young? Okay, finances and career. You know, perhaps, yeah, you think of people that come from a lot of wealth and you're like, wow, they're so lucky. Ugh. Take all that back, because it's a lot of neglect, and that creates these addictive patterns. And they have access to more addictive stuff because of that money. So we have very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So again, back to what I was saying earlier, this could be the way that you create financial independence. Because you've gone through this, you can teach others or be there for others. So a lot of Pisces are in some kind of counselor role or healing role. You know, even as like a massage therapist or someone like that, you may not talk very much, but there's something about your hands and like the energy that you can put into someone's body. So never discount your energy, Pisces. Like, I've always had this little fantasy of like being like a checkout girl at like a grocery store, because you come across people, hey, how are you? Did you find everything? And then it's a short interaction, but it can be so uplifting for everyone involved. And if you can give someone a little bit of love and they take that out into their day, into their life, that's powerful. So remember, even though there's so much going on in the world that's very heavy, very dark, the way we combat that and balance that out, remember that Libra energy, is by doing the opposite. Okay? All right, Pisces, a beautiful message. Happy birthday. It's raining here. Good time to stay in and tidy something. Read a book, nurture yourself. Make yourself something yummy to eat. Bake yourself a birthday cake. Why not? Even if it's one of those boxed ones, those are actually really good. So, all right, Pisces, enjoy yourself, whatever you do today. And with these aces of swords, you know this. You're amazing. You're a healer. So we have to know what it's like to suffer in order to heal. And you've done it. All right, Pisces, I love you. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe, hype. That's really great. Free way to support the channel. And if you like the way I read, I'd appreciate any, what are those, super things? Or there's a PayPal link for a donation. That really helps Donut and I, so thank you so much. All right, I love you. We'll see you soon.